Good evening, Johnny. Today is Thursday, April 26th, and I've just kind of accepted at this point that we're gonna be off in April, for the rest of the month, and I'm just not gonna worry about it, and we're both busy, so you know what? I'm just not even gonna worry about it. We'll get back on in May. But for today is Question Thursday, so I'll be answering some questions that are left over from over the month and from comments that were left on videos. So let's get started with that. So you asked me 3 questions. What superhero would I be? What Harry Potter character? And what villain? So I did some personality quizzes and I thought I'd let you know. And it showed percentages of like all the superheroes that they were using for the quiz. And at the lowest, like the least like me, was Batman. I found this to be quite ironic because in high school and in junior high, my friend Hannah and I had this ongoing debate about how I thought Batman was better, or like the best, and how she thought Spider-Man was the best, and I really had no reason for why Batman was better than Spider-Man, except for she thought Spider-Man was the best, and that was it. So I thought it was kind of funny that, And sure enough, I ended up as Spider-Man and not Batman. Next, for what Harry Potter character I would be, I got Hermione Granger. I don't know what other characters they were using. The questions were kind of strange. I probably should have picked a different one. Usually when I take quizzes like that, I get Luna Lovegood. Something about being strange and nerdy gets me that one. So, sure, there's 2 options for that one. And for the supervillain, I'm not quite sure what to think about this one, but the quiz I took said that I was Bill Gates. I was not aware that Bill Gates was a villain, and so I'm kind of confused about that one. Maybe you could enlighten me, or people watching in the comments, how Bill Gates is a villain. Under the characteristics of Bill Gates, it said that you crush all of your opponents without mercy and persistently unleash crappy, bug-ridden, insecure software upon the world. You prefer to gain power and control through the corporate world instead of through politics and war. And my distinctive trait as Bill Gates is releasing crappy operating systems. Now, to answer the questions that were left in the comments, they were all kind of relating to stock, including what does owning stock mean, why would you or your family want to own stock, and then why do TV networks report how the stock market is doing. I'm going to try and answer this kind of concisely, and if you're confused by anything, just leave a question below and I'll try and explain it in another video. But to own stock is to own a share in a company. You essentially become partly an owner in the company. And when the company does well, you make money. When the company doesn't do well, you typically lose money, depending on what kind of stocks you own. You or your family would want to buy stocks because they are a good investment. You or your family would want to buy stocks as an investment. Imagine, if you will, back 10 years before the internet was widely used, and if you had bought stocks in companies like Amazon or Google, those companies at the time were very small, but today those companies are huge and make tons of profits. So when you say 10 years ago, if you had bought stocks then, stocks would have been really cheap. But today, those stocks would be worth tons of money, so you could sell them now at a much higher price. That's how you can make profits in the stock market. Stocks are a risky investment, though, compared to other types of investments like certificates of deposit or bonds, because you only make a profit in the stock market if the company you invest in improves and grows and makes profits. If the company makes profits, you make profits. Government bonds are like shares in the government, and the government can sell bonds in a time of war in order to increase their revenue and fund the war effort. A bond works like this. You buy the bond, say now, for $100, and then in 5 or 10 years, the bond accumulates interest and is then worth $150. You can't sell it in between, unless you're selling it to the Federal Reserve, which is a part of the government, which regulates the buying and selling of bonds. The buying and selling of bonds, as done by the Federal Reserve, is known as monetary policy, as opposed to fiscal policy, which is done by Congress. TV networks will report how the stock market is doing because it shows how the economy as a whole is doing. When stocks are increasing in value, that means that corporations and companies are making profits. So shareholders are also making profits. I've answered your questions you had about stocks. If you have any further questions or need further explanations, then leave a comment and I'll answer them in another video, or I'll try and answer them in the comments. And Johnny, hope you enjoyed this video and hope it was enlightening for you, and I look forward to maybe a video tomorrow. You know what, I don't even have expectations at this point, but see you.